right, guys. This download's a little wild. Okay, so this sort of a sexual revolution of women, and these things are hard because I only know from my experience and watching it play out in my own life. I don't really know time frames or any of that, but I remember in high school that there were a lot of people, I wasn't a kid that went to parties, but a lot of kids that went to parties, there was this hookup thing, and I don't even, there's more to it than that, but it was like that culture sort of started when I was in high school, and I was a teenager too, who had impulses and desires like the rest of us, and I somehow I think because I always wanted to do things my own way, I chose not to like go down that path. And I remember there being different instances with guys in college that they tried to push that on me, and I was like, no. And I don't want to get into all those stories because that's not, that part doesn't matter, and I don't. It's not about guy versus girl, because I think that's in the bigger picture, like that's where it becomes a problem, is when we see each other as like enemies instead of how can we make this work, how can we work this out. But regardless, like women, and again, this is just from what my energy and how it is for me, is it's like I naturally want to nurture, I naturally want to give. I came on here and started doing tarot because I was like, I want to do this. I want to figure out what I can do from home. And I really wanted to work on, I love divination, and I'm trying to figure it out along the way, just like the rest of us. But it's like, then you realize that you've just been giving for free. And I know that different businesses and the like, things take time to build, but I also know that we created this culture where when we're closed off from our heart, we do breadcrumb. Like I was that way as well, where it's like I didn't have enough energy or enough desire to like pour into things. You're always in this cycle of like lack, and then you're like just trying to get to the end of the day so that you can drink, or so that you can whatever it is that you do like to do in your own time. And so it's easy to just take advantage of everything. You take everything for granted, take people for granted. But when I come on and I show up and I'm trying to bring like my whole essence, and I know that's a little bit dramatic, but it's like I only have so much time in the day, and I'm also trying to I really want to bring something I really want to give value. I really want to make an impact, but I also have to figure out how to make a living for my family. So I want to speak this because I want to say it for other women, because that's to me why it all comes back to boundaries, and why that's so important, because sometimes you just don't know until you know. Like you do something for a certain amount of time and you're like, oh wow, I was really giving of myself and I don't feel like I got the reciprocity that I deserved, or but I just think that these conversations need to be had, because how are we going to create a world where women feel appreciated and cherished and respected for what we bring, and not our energy just being taken or taken for granted. So it's difficult to figure these things out, because it's energetic to me, because I know that I'm showing up and I'm trying to bring my full presence, but I'm not demanding like I'm not demanding monetary whatever from the things that I'm doing. And but I don't want to continue tarot if I'm not getting paid for it. It's like I just can't give volunteer. I can't give free work forever. And I wanted to, like I said, speak this as well for other women, that it's like we deserve to find those spaces that we are not just keep giving in places that give us that feeling of like the life is sucked out of me. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like it's just like not, it's like there's the feminine being taken for granted, but then there's like this like feeling of like lack, like all of my I'm not in this moment, but I'm just saying like there are those moments where it's like I can really feel like that part of me is being taken. So I don't have the answers either, but I know that women deserve to be poured into and deserve to feel the flowers, to feel respected and admired and cherished for the work that we do. And that if men don't understand that when they're taking, when they're not, because they're not used to boundaries, or they're disconnected from their hearts, you got to go and figure that out on your own, because more of us have to start opening our hearts and having a deeper understanding and a deeper appreciation of each other, because we've got to figure this out. Like it makes me sad that we as women, like, kind of, and I do feel like there's a responsibility that women have that it's both, of course, it's both parties, but like I feel like women have really created this environment where it's easy for men to get the things that they want because women are naturally giving, and when we've given our power away, it's easier to go after security. It's easier to and men do have this protective quality, but it's funny because I'm like, it's not even about equal rights for me. It's just about wanting to feel that appreciation and that respect and that adoration. And it's a feeling, because I know what it feels like to be around men and have that like my presence is respected and appreciated and reciprocated. But I also know I know what the other way is, of just feeling lack and just feeling like I'm being taken from. I need some feedback, because I'm switching gears on what to do next. So I need to feel like my energy is reciprocated, because I'm bringing all the juice that I got. So I'm not going to keep coming on here and feeling like it's just taken from. And I know that we can create a world that there's more balance and that women can be in their feminine, because that's the thing, is it's like it takes a lot of work. It takes daily work to pour into yourself to be able to show up in your feminine energy. It's very difficult on this planet to be in your feminine energy, especially if you don't have a masculine with you. So, okay, I'm going to stop there. And I hope that we can find balance and temperance and a way for women to be in their feminine and men to be in their masculine, and that we inspire each other instead of taking from each other and being jealous, and that we push each other to be better and to step up and lead, or embrace all that we are, because we're each unique and we have something special to bring to the table. But we do have to feel respected in whatever work it is that we're doing. All right, love you guys.